Hello, it's your friend Double Bite. I'm going to do something a little different today. I had an idea for a game to make a couple days ago, but when I had the idea it was 11 o'clock, and then had a couple shitty nights, so I'm finally going to start working on it since I have some time today. So I'm going to be using Game Maker because I'm lazy and haven't learned Unity yet, but this game should be pretty simple. The premise is that you are kind of like a totem that protects a certain area of land, and that there are spirits that try to mess up your land. And it's going to be based on the 4 seasons, based on what challenges you find, and kind of arcade style that tracks certain metrics. So the format of this, I think, is going to be I'll talk about design a little bit, explain what I'm about to do next, then do it. I guess I could do this as a stream, but I think this will be more. Maybe I'll do that later. For now, I want to try to only use Game Maker's internal library and not their scripting, just because I feel like this way, people who want to try to learn Game Maker, it will be a little bit more usable. Like, it'll be a little bit more friendly, because not everyone wants to learn Game Maker scripting. You should, but as a first step, it's nice to learn how the default libraries kind of work. And this would be really simple, not much collision checking or anything like that, so yeah, we'll see if people like this. If something that I should continue or not. But yeah, I might fast forward through tedious parts, like literally do the fast forward effect, not like skip. Or I may just do whole things. I don't know. Probably beneficial to do whole things at least first, unless peeps want me to kind of speed along through like sprite creation or whatnot. So the only thing I've done so far is I've made a room. So you make rooms in Game Maker by clicking this button, and then you can edit them. So I've just set it for a green background, set the width and height to just look pretty good on my screen. Although we're getting half blocks down here. Let me change the grid. How the fuck do I change the grid again? It's been a very long time since I've used this, actually. Oh, here we go. I like 32 by 32. I feel like that's a good tile size. Actually, let's up it. Yeah, I like that better. And then we have a 1/4 on the bottom height-wise. So let's increase that. Let's see, we need to increase that by 48. I have my keyboard on my lap, so hopefully it's not making too much noise. And then we need to increase the width by half, so 56. No, that wasn't right. No, that's not right either. Oh, I'm stupid. Let's just set this to 800. There we go. Okay. That'll just be a little easier to work with, I think. So yeah. So this will just be our basic starting room. And now I'm going to make tile sprites for the terrain. So, where's the sprite button? There we go. Grass. Let's edit that. Oh, it's been way too long since I've used it, so I'm probably looking like a dumbass right now. I don't know how to do anything. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. I knew it was something simple. So you get this little Microsoft Paint kind of interface. We'll start with that kind of green and fill it up. So what I want is I'm going to have a start point that is like a nice green, and then it's going to get decayed over time and turn brown as fire sprites kind of burn away the grass. So I'm going to start with a nice green. Honestly, what I normally do in this situation is steal the grass sprite from Minecraft, but I'm trying to be a little classier than that. So now let's speckle it a little bit. Let's make the speckles a little bit bigger than that. And I really do want square speckles and not round speckles. Do I have a good option for that, or do I just have to do this? Looks like I just have to do this. That's going to be annoying. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this way smarter. Boop. Yeah, now I can speckle it with this. Let's see, let's make the color a little bit darker than that. Yeah, I'd much rather steal Minecraft sprites, to be honest here, but trying to be a little more professional. Doesn't have to look great. This is just a little game for fun. I might put it online, but this is the kind of thing I want to polish off in, like, maybe not the whole weekend, but not spend too much time on this. I like the idea that those could be little sprigs of something. I feel like it's trying to take shape. I don't really want any doubles. I'm getting a couple doubles there. So let's try to clear some of them out. Wow, that sucked. I'm just kind of doing this a little haphazardly. Goal is to have no two colors the same next to each other. We'll see if I stick with that or not, if I get bored. Because attention span is not notoriously good. Or notoriously not good. Grammar. Let's grammar that shit. So yeah, actually, I think it looks pretty good. Now, I don't think I want to scale it. I was just going to scale it to be proper size. But I think I'm actually just going to copy pasta it because I like the finer detail. It made it 25%, so you'd think that would have been 1/4. So I'm a little confused right now. Oh wait, no, I'm just stupid, it just centered, so that's why it's all being weird. Oops. Yeah. There we go. And let's be smarter about this. And there we go. We have a nice grassy square. Not going to look perfect. I'm actually not that much of a fan of the really light color. And does it look a little too tiled? Let's see. It looks a little too tiled, so... Let's see what we can do about that. Let's throw a little chaos in here. That should be fine. Okay, so we want this to be the natural state. And now we want to slowly decay. So we can do an animation. Colorize. Let's get a nice icky looking brown. What's that button doing now? See, that looks pretty nasty. But I want it to be a little blurrier. I want it to look like a little deader, you know? Okay, and then we have this little annoying outside blur right there. So the way I'm going to fix that, I think the best way is to trim it. Oh, fuck. Okay, can I stretch it? No, Transform, scale. There we go. So now what I'm actually going to do is delete all of these. Then let's see if I can do a transform sequence. Okay, I'll need to save it. In the meantime, let's make we have GameMaker folder. That'll work. Okay, so we're gonna cut that. There's probably already a sprites folder, but this way I'll just keep it a little organized. And let's see how it looks with 50. Shoot. Got this one, I guess. It's all a matter of, you know, it's a little trial and error since I haven't done this in a while. That's my excuse for everything. Okay. So now we've got it set, it'll slowly decay over time. And I like the final result, we'll stick with this for now. And now we need to make it into an object. So, I usually name my objects obj, just to keep it sane. And I'm going to add a create event to turn off the speed of the sprite. So that means it will stay regular grass till the very end. And now, let's add our grass to the room. This might be a little too much grass. I might want to lower it back down. And again, the light speckles are really bothering me, so... But we'll see how it goes. This is really boring. This is not very efficient, but mildly more interesting to me. I'm sorry for the clicking noises. But see if I can do something about the clicking noises or not. I don't know. Okay, so now we have our grassy field. Now let's try to make our statue. So this level's going to be summer, so I want a water statue. And I think I want it to be 2 sprites tall. So see why I'm doing this in a second. Let's do width 64 and height 128. Now I'm not much for pixel art, so excuse the terribleness of this sprite, but that was the wrong button. No, this one. Here. Nice. So here is our statue base. Can we actually get a grid here? Good grid. Asshole grid. Grid settings. Let's do 4x4. I said the grid was like remotely visible, guys. Come on now. There we go. The fact that you're not lined up with the transparent background is killing me inside, but guess I'll deal. So it looks like 4 blocks. Okay, this grid is the fucking worst. I should be doing all my spreading in Photoshop, but you're going to learn the pros and cons of GameMaker. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to give myself a black background to work with. And then, yeah, that's smart. Okay. And you don't snap to grid either. Okay. Cool. And now I think I want a kind of bowl of water for the top. Again, this isn't meant to be good. This is just a little kind of one-person game jam. Okay, and then I think I want to do a very mild kind of speckling. Let's turn the grid off again. Fuck it. Shit. Ugh. And let's see how this looks. This might look terrible. Yeah, that. Oh, fuck off, Game Maker. I love this tool. I think it's a very good tool for certain things. I think it's abysmal at other things. But hey, use the right tool for the job. That's lesson being taught here. Cool. Alright. And let's make this all transparent again. What's this tool? Magic wand. Cool. Oh, that's easier. So that's our full statue. Now we're going to duplicate it. Okay. Resize canvas. I actually want the statue bottom. So I want to preserve the bottom. And then duplicate. Now, the reason that we're going to do it, I'm doing it this way, is I'm going to have it when you mouse over the top half, it goes translucent. This way you can see the grass square behind it. Because the statue is vertical, it's not going to take up 2 areas of space just because it's 2 tiles. Not the most elegant way of doing this, but that'll work. Statue top. Glad I can touch type. This would be way harder if I couldn't touch type. And then statue bottom. Now, similarly, let's see. Let's change the grid to 256 width. No, it's not going to work. No, oopsie. Let's just keep it 64. I'll just count. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? I'm confused now. I'm going to exit that without saving because that was kind of weird. I don't know why it wasn't making my statue. Okay. Yeah, so now we've got a little awkward statue. Now, what I'm going to do is actually change this somewhat and delete this grass. I'm going to attempt to delete this grass. Why can I not delete this grass? Okay, good. Shit. Now we're going to make a new grass object. Here's why. Because we don't want the square that the statue is on to be affected by things. So we're going to place a fake grass there, so we won't have to worry about that. I know why it's doing that, actually. With these, you need to... Where is it? Where's set depth? Can I edit this? How the... What? Depth, there we go. I'm going to set this to -1. And set this to -1 so that they always appear... Actually, -2. Because we want them to appear over most other objects. I'm pretty sure negative is how you do that. So now let's check out our room. There we go. And let me just check my phone quick. And let me see how long this... Okay, it's been about 25 minutes, so we can keep going a little bit. Cool. So next up, I'm going to do the mechanic to gather water. So we're going to have fires, and we want to gather water to put out the fires. So I'm going to make a sprite for water. And it's going to be a very simple little sprite. A happy little sprite. I'm a huge fan of Bob Ross because I have a soul. And I'm going to do... Maybe I could zoom in on this. I'm going to do an animation. Colorize. I'm going to colorize it to a very... I hope this is different. A very slightly different shade of blue. Animation. Add reverse. Actually, let's make it a little bit more drastic shade of blue. Because that was completely unseeable. Yeah, that looks good. 25. That'll just look like it's like flowing a little, you know? I think that should be pretty. And we're going to center the origin because we're going to have it chase our mouse. So create an object. We want this to be above the statue when we create it. Oops. I'm good at touch typing, but I'm not the best. Add event create. So we're going to have it jump to a position, and there's a couple of shortcuts you can use. So mouse X and mouse Y go to where your mouse is. And then step means every step of the game is going to do a thing. And we're going to have it move towards a point. Speed 5. And I want it to be that you can't just like fling water. They have to be kind of slow and deliberate and gentle. So, and actually, we want to kind of float around the water. So we're going to add a little bit of randomization. Yeah, let's try that. I don't know if it's random or rand or randant, but so what that will do is it gives it a ±5 range. So if it gets negative, if it gets 10, 10 minus 5 is 5. If it gets 0, 0 minus 5 is negative 5. So that'll give it a range. We'll kind of go randomly around there. And we're also going to do a conditional. Where's the conditional? Test expression. Is there a built-in distance function in GameMaker? I do not know. Okay. We're not going to add that yet, because I don't want to be pulling up my browser a lot, and that's a little bit fancier. At some point I want it to be sort of the waters delete if there's too many of them, or if they're too far away. And we don't want too many water to form. So we'll leave that. And now we want to create the water. So for our statue object, add event on step. If the number of water, let's say 30. So if we have less water than 30, and check mouse, no, that's not what we want. Okay, how do I check to see if the mouse is over it? Let's see here. So this thing has a size of 64 by 64. So if mouse Y self.y plus 64. No. So this is saying, listen, so it's saying self.y plus 64, so that will give us one range. So this thing, if mouse.y is in our range, and now we're going to do the same for mouse.x. No, oh good. There we go. Wasn't expecting to have this much trouble typing without looking. I'm usually better at that, but it's because it's also lower than I'm used to. That's my excuse. Good excuse. And now we just do some groupings. I don't know if I need to do groupings for this, but I like to because I come from Java programming and we like our square brackets. And then group the whole damn thing. Okay, so if we don't have a lot of water and the mouse is within our range, it's going to be a 1 in 25 chance. Oops. That we're going to create a water at 0, 0, actually, since our origin is at 0, 32, 32, so right in the middle, relative to this object. Save this because we did a lot of changes, and let's see if this actually works. It very well may not. So yeah, so now we have a little patch of water that will follow us around. Pretty nifty, huh? I think it's pretty nifty. But we need to do a couple changes. So first of all, no, that's fine. So first of all, it's a little slow. Like, we want it to be not teleporting, but that's a little ridiculous. Second, it's really clinging to the mouse pretty hard. So I'm going to do it actually within the range of half a block. So that's going to be 64. That's going to be 32. And let's see how this looks. Kind of shitty. Again, game design is always iterative. It's always, always testing, always trying new things and seeing if they work. But I actually got the random function right, so that's cool. Alright, so it's a little less jittery. And also the water doesn't look like there's that much. So we're gonna let the water instances go up to 75. We'll see if that causes intense lag or not. That's always the question. I might do a counter just to see the number of these on the screen. Okay, so I'm liking this more. I'm liking the amount of water. Two things I'm not liking. I actually do think I made the color change a little too big. It's still jittery. So what can we do? It's a little fancier to fix that. Speed. Is it floor? Okay, so let's try floor, which takes the smaller number of 15. And then mouse X minus self.x. So we're going to average the distance. Where is the fucking thing? There we go. Plus mouse y minus self.y divided by 2. Getting all fancy here. And take the absolute value of that. Don't want the absolute value of that. We want I'm not sure if it's going to be, so we don't want them to go backwards. So basically we're saying if this number is negative, that's not going to work. We do need abs. So basically saying no faster than 15. As it gets closer, we want to move slower. Let's see if it's min, max, or floor ceiling. Wrong number of arguments, compile failed. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try min, in case. Oh wait, floor is a abbreviating thing. There we go. I'm dumb. I don't know why I thought that. That was real dumb. Nobody saw that. Malformed assignment, unexpected symbol, an expression. Oh, that was very helpful. Okay. This is again kind of hard to read. What's the absolute value of that? Ah. Divide that by 2. So that belongs to min. That belongs to the bracketing. That belongs to absolute value. This is probably all really... I'm sorry, this is probably all like... I hope this all makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, please, please, please let me know in the comments. There are no dumb questions. I'm getting fancier than I had hoped to. And I'm going pretty quickly, so just let me know. See, now they're catching up a little bit better. And they're moving a lot slower once they're close to me. Which is pretty much what I want. Now they're getting a little too close, but again, work in progress here. Oh, that's weird. That got a little weird. It was a little buggy still, but that's okay. And I think one last thing I want to do is play with fire. Let's get a big ol' unsubtle fire going. Animation colorize. Not fast enough. Colorize to yellow. 5 frames. Add reverse. So now we have a nice flickering fire. And create an object. Fire obj. Okay. And every step we're going to have it like dance around. So we're going to have a jump to, you guessed it, and where it says relative, this way they're bouncing around their current location. I might change that to move towards, since it might look a little more natural. And then set the snap to 4. Come on, motherfucker, make my fucking objects. Thank you. Why is it selecting and not adding? That's wildly irritating. Do I have to do shift? I don't want to select, I want to place an object. What the fuck? Do I have to hit control? I guess I have to hit control to make it. Do this thing. Alright, so let's see how our fire's looking. What? No. I can't spell apparently. So now we have our wildly raging inferno. What time are we at? Let's keep going a little bit. So now we're going to add a collision event, which are very buggy in this game, or in this thing. So when we touch grass, we are going to. So there's another variable called other. So leave that for now. Okay, let's go back to our grass. We create it. We're going to set a variable. Health 0. Then every step we're going to set the sprite to grass. Health might be a pre-used term in this game, so this might not work. If shit. Okay, and how many did we do here? 50 sub-images. Okay. That's a create. If health is less than 49, because I think we start at 0, because we're programming. We always start at 0 in programming. Although, actually, we want 50 because we're doing less than. Stupid. I am the worst teacher ever. Well, I'm not teaching. I'm dicking around and you're watching. And then we're actually going to go back to 49, and here's why. We'll move 48. Going to change the sprite to grass, but then I'm going to set health 0.25 relative. If health is greater than 0, so if health is greater than 0, we're going to heal the block a little bit. And then since we can't change it to a negative sub-image, now we're going to do floor. So basically, if the sub-image is a decimal, if health is a decimal, we're going to round it down, because that will happen with this. And then this will heal it over time, provided that it's greater than 0. We'll see how that works in a second. Now we're going to add our collision event. So when we collide, when this collides with grass object, with a chance 1 in 5, I'm going to set the variable of other health -1. So it's going to do more damage than it heals. Okay, I think that's right. And then another collision event, if it collides with water, destroy this and destroy the water. And this is going to be pretty much our core gameplay, potentially. So we got our fires. Are they colliding with the grass? Doesn't look like it. Like I said, collisions can be a little bit fiddly, but let's see if water will kill them or not. Yep, water is killing the fire, and as you can see, our little cloud of water is decreasing, we have to replenish. Cool. So that's working all right so far, but our fire's not working quite right. So let's change this event from a collision. End step. Now we're going to see, there's another test to see if there's an object at position. So check object. So if there's grass underneath us at our position, we're going to set the health of the grass to -1. I think this should work. I think checking object does trigger other. Oh, I'm a dumbass. No, wait, this should work. Why isn't this working? Do we have anything on error log? No. This is very confusing. The last theory is that health is indeed a reserved thing, so change it to GHP for grass health points. And if this doesn't work, I'm gonna hold off for now. And we're just going to see if that works. I have no idea if that will work or not. I don't know how it handles decimals. Okay. Okay, one last try before I call it a video. This is quite long. What? Aha. So that didn't fire off. So how do we do this? Answer? We reverse it. Which is actually way smarter. And I probably should have done in the first place. Grass object, each step. If there's an object fire at our position, we set our health down 1. That's way smarter. I think of it as fire causes the grass to burn. It's checking an exact position. Oh, this is annoying me now. Okay. Maybe check collision? Also, wait a minute. No, never mind. Okay, this is our last try. Nope. Well, I got nothing now. Okay, there's a scripting object that has a collision radius, so that's probably what I'll need to use, but I'll do that off camera. But yeah, so here's where we are so far. So I think we made some pretty good progress. We've got the core elements in play. Now it's the next step is just dealing with the interactions, and then we'll be scorekeeping. We also need a way to spawn the fire, which I have an idea for, so we'll get to that. But anyway, so I hope this was interesting. You know, I wanted to switch it up. I really like game design, and I haven't really done much of it lately, so I had this idea for like a fairly simple game. As you can see, like it took an hour, and we got most of it done. It'll probably take another 2 hours, tops, depending on how buggy it is. But hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. And until next time, Double Bite out.